Again, I'm also noticing I didn't go over how to change your images to CMYK. That was another issue with the document that you had. A lot of stuff is still in RGB color mode. All of these images are. So it's looking like every single one of the images that you used is in RGB. And then the effective PPI in the links panel, if you just make your links panel bigger, if it's not big enough, just bring it down with the arrows. And then use your white arrow to select them, and it'll tell you the color space and the effective PPI. So the effective PPI on this looks good. Looks good on that too. It's 380. Anything above 350 or around 250 or higher, I'll let it go. This one's a little too low. I mean, one way around that would be, let me move this. One way around that might be just to shrink it down a little bit. The smaller you make your photos, the higher. So that's 250 now. That's good. See, the effective PPI is 250. I just shrunk it down. It's still in RGB, of course, but this one's kind of low, 220. This one's not too bad. Let's see, that one's too low. This one might they just might need to just bring this down in size, maybe. That's one way of getting around it, really, is just, what did I do here? I think that this might be actually in a layer that's locked, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to use the free transform tool here, push shift, and just shrink it down a little bit and see if that helps with the effective PPI. That's better. Then we want to center, make sure it's still centered, obviously, on the page. There we go. You got a couple extra boxes here. I'm not quite sure. Maybe just accidentally happened. Effective is at 2. That's kind of low, but you can always just shrink it down. You can push E on your keyboard to get the free transform tool. And let's just, that might be a little too small, but that's looking a little better. At least one of it is 250 there. So, oops, I'm moving it around inside the frame. We want to just, okay. So definitely, this might want to center it just in the page maybe, and maybe we want to bring this up a little bit and just kind of center this in that space. So the space and the space are roughly the same. Okay, and then this is also kind of low, so we want to use the free transform tool. Actually, I'm going to click off and then try using the free transform tool. I have to make it quite a bit smaller so that it's at least around 250, maybe something like that. It could be a little bit smaller even. Let's look at this. That's a good effective PPI, but stuff is still in CMYK or RGB, so let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm just going to go here to asset number 2, edit with, I did a control click on a Mac, but you can right click on a PC and then do edit with Photoshop and open it up in Photoshop and then just go to image mode, CMYK color. So that's how we change that, but we also need to do a file save. Let's do a save as, and let's name it a Photoshop document. Let's make sure that it's in the correct folder as a Photoshop document. Let's name it the correct name. I think it was like asset 2 or something. I could also just click on this and then just take off that and make sure it's on Photoshop. So I'll have .psdd. And let's get rid of the spaces in our file names. Push save. Okay, hopefully when we go in here we can find it. So if I go back to here, click on my instance of that image, go to relink, go to my downloads, go to the correct folder, my links folder, and then access PSD. So that's how you would relink it. And if we look at it again, you can see now it's in CMYK. So I could do the same thing. This one, we want to relink to the new asset PSD. And then you'll just have to go through here and control click, edit with, Photoshop, and then just do image mode, CMYK color. Sometimes it might want you to merge. You can just say don't merge, and then you could just do file, save as. You want to make it a PSD folder file. Make sure you're putting it in the right spot. Save it. I'm going to replace the old file which is fine. So that means that it should automatically update now because I replaced the old file. Some of them are PSDs, I noticed, but some of yours aren't. Any of the PNGs, you're going to have to go through each. So you'll have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different photos. You'll have to just convert them to CMYK, save them, and then relink them using the relink button. And you can always go back through and check, okay, yep, this is a Photoshop document. It's in CMYK, by clicking on that instance of it and making sure. You know, some of your effective PPIs are a little far out there, but I won't dock off too much for that. But if you make this change, plus the changes in the other video, then you'll be good to go.